Back in Ida Grove this evening as the OABCIG Falcons are taking on the East Sac County Raiders in baseball action. First game after the Falcons got their first ever Western Valley Conference tournament victory as they won back-to-back games to get that win. Only the top 4 teams make it into the tournament. They started off by beating Woodbury Central 8-3. That was a win over a team they lost to earlier in the season by 1 run in a 0-1 game. And then they beat Lawton Bronson, and that was a rematch of a game they won 2-1, and they won that game in the tournament championship 4-2. Tonight they take on the East Sac County Raiders. They come in with a record of 8-4. East Sac is 6-4, and they're looking to get a win tonight, but most importantly just stay healthy as they start tournament play on Saturday. That game will be 2A Sub-State 8 first-round action, and it'll be over in Carroll at their nice facilities, Merchants Park. It starts at 4:30, and you'll be able to catch that game right here on Fuller Digital Solutions YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, go ahead and do that. And that's an easy thing to do. Just click on subscribe, and then anytime there's upcoming events, you'll get the notification in advance and have a chance to log on. Our sponsors today include the pregame show sponsor, Gordon's Body Shop, the scoreboard show sponsor, and that is United Bank of Iowa. Our OABCIG sponsor list includes Swanson Insurance and Real Estate, Rex Chevrolet, Schmidt Insurance, Zimmy's, Holstein Senior Living, the Hoffman Agency, Beckman Motors, and North Star Community Credit Union. My name is Michael Earl, joining you throughout the OABCIG sporting seasons as we're wrapping up baseball and softball, heading into the playoffs. Pretty soon we'll be getting the football games ready, and then we'll get into some volleyball as well as some basketball and wrestling. So all that coming up on this FDS channel. So again, if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you click that button to subscribe to the channel to get those updates. Working as always on the computer and camera is Hannah Schmidt, doing a great job keeping us on the air throughout the year. Our starting lineups tonight, we'll start off with the East Sac County Raiders. They start Caleb Vilhauer. He's leading off, hitting .400 on the year, playing second base. Out in center field is Derek Ashinger, and he is a .459 hitter. Hitting third is Quentin Ludwig, out in left field, hitting .225. The number 4 hitter is Griffin O'Neill, plays at shortstop and is hitting .351 on the season. Josh Wernemont is the starting pitcher for the Raiders, batting 5th, hitting .200. Preston Maurer, the DH tonight, hitting .200. He's hitting for Tyler Wright, who will be playing first base tonight. The number 7 hitter is Brock Mand. He is we don't have him. He was a add into the lineup and don't have him on the stat sheet. Maxwell Jessen is going to be playing out in right field, hitting .238, batting 8th, and Camden Vilhauer is the catcher, hitting .200 on the season. They're going to face Max Webb. Max is 0-0 with 3.2 innings pitched, has 16 at-bats against him, struck out none, has walked 1, given up 4 hits. Opponents hitting .250 against him, and his ERA is 1.91. For the Falcons, they're going to lead off with Cooper DeJean. He's going to be playing first base tonight, moving over from shortstop, and he's hitting .524 on the year. Trust Wells is a .333 hitter, batting second, out in center field. Easton Harms has really improved that average all the way up to .300 on the season. He's going to be catching tonight. He's done a great job behind the plate, and he's batting third. Zach Heemer is at the third base position tonight, hitting .226 on the year, batting cleanup. Batting 5th is Preston Gill, a .200 hitter over at shortstop. Cameron Sharkey is out in right field, hitting .229, and he will be batting 6th. Batting 7th is Eric Siebenaller. He's been holding down second base all year, 196 on the season. Max Webb is a .286 hitter, and he will be pitching tonight. And Gabe Winterroad, that is a 105 hitter, and he'll be out in left field. They're going to go against Josh Wernemont. Josh has pitched 5 innings, has 36 at-bats against him, gotten 5 strikeouts, walked 12 hitters, has allowed 5 hits, 7 runs, and 4 of those were earned. His ERA is 3.4, and his opponent's batting average is 139. So you look at tonight, your main thing you want to do is come through the game without any injuries and hope everybody can get a couple of hits, build that confidence as they get ready for the playoffs. We're going to have the national anthem here in just a couple of moments as we get ready for baseball action, wrapping up the regular season as OABCIG takes on East Sac County. The announcements are done of the starting lineup, so we'll have our national anthem and back in a moment. You are watching a production of Fuller Digital Solutions. We'll be back with OABCIG and East Sac County in just a moment.
Live for today, plan for tomorrow with Schmidt Insurance.
As an independent agent, I work for you, helping you find the right coverage with the best companies at extremely competitive rates. I'm Jared with Schmidt Insurance in downtown Battle Creek. I offer a complete lineup of insurance products including home, auto, farm, commercial, as well as life and retirement. For a no obligation quote, call me at 365-2535. That's 365-2535.
Now we're back here. Final warm-ups for the Falcons in the field before they take on the East Sac County squad. Both teams come in with a winning record. Get on the bump for the Falcons, Max Webb. Not a lot of innings pitched for Max, as he's going to look to get a little experience here tonight. A lot of times coaches will do this and make sure your players are going to have pitching major innings, are getting that time they need to get right now, and also getting a little rest for some other players. You don't want to get anybody rusty, so you keep them out there, maybe at positions that are a little different, but you might have to use that as you get into the playoffs. And since we didn't call the last two games, I'm not sure if any of these changes had occurred before that, but so far all the games we've called, we've seen Cooper DeJean over at shortstop, but backing him up most of the times when he's got into pitch has been Preston Gill, and he's played a tremendous third base and shortstop all year. So I think it's a good lineup either way. Cam Sharkey moving out into right field. So let's see if this is something they're going to move with into the playoffs, or if this is just a little play before you get there. A couple more warm-up pitches for Max Webb, and we'll get into the action. It'll be the 1, 2, and 3 hitters for the Raiders. That will be Vilhauer, Caleb Vilhauer, Derek Ashinger, and Quinton Ludwig. Right-hand pitcher, over-the-top delivery. As Harms throws down, he's been playing an excellent catcher all season long. Good backstop, keeps the ball in front of him for the most part, has a great arm. He always throws it right on the bag. So Vilhauer
leading off for the Raiders,
digging in.
Vilhauer. On bat 21, Derek Ashinger.
Right-hand hitter, open stance, now closes it up. A little waggle. Bat right over the plate. He's going to swing at a high fastball, going to pop it up foul, and it will get down, but in foul territory. And right away, Max Webb ahead in the count, 0-1. 88 degrees in Ida Grove tonight. Balmy night, but a blessing of a cloud that came over and blocked that sun for the last 20 minutes for the fans in the stands. But it looks like that blessing's about to end, as the field is shouting a little cloud right now. Pitch is in and just outside. Nice pitch there. Just needs to bring it a little bit closer to the plate. Get a little chase on it, and the count will even out at a ball and a strike. Webb eyes in. Back step. And that one was a little more three-quarter delivery. Gets one past the bat there and ahead in the count 1-2. So Vilhauer digging in. Kind of closes that stance, has that front foot pointing at first base. Pitch is taken inside, and Vilhauer says, well, I'm down on the count. I'll just take a base. So he is hit by a pitch and advances to first. He sets up real inside, and he made very little effort to get out of the way. That'll bring up Derek Ashinger. So Ashinger as well will set up here. More of an open stance. As the eyes the runner at first. And pitches outside, does Max Webb. A 1-0 count. Runner at first, nobody out, top of the first inning. Great crowd here for both teams, OABCIG and East Sac County. As that's going to be tapped into the backstop. Webb really got him to expand the zone there as it was fouled back out into the screen. Count evens out at a ball and a strike. As the sun pokes back through and the shadows lengthen. That's going to be fouled out of play, and I'm going to get into the trees here. I don't think we hit a car. It's close. And the count moves to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Really surprised that Villauer hasn't made a move to leave the base, but a couple of foul balls have prevented any of that. Ashinger with a very open stance, then he closes it up on his leg kick. Tried to get him to chase outside there, and nothing doing, so a count will even out at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wind is blowing tonight in from left field. It's going to be hard to pop one out of here. And he will swing and a miss. So a swinging strike 3 as the first out of the first inning. That brings up Quinton Ludwig. On deck is Griffin O'Neill. Ludwig is a .225 hitter playing out in left field.
Number 13, Griffin O'Neill.
So Ludwig will dig in. More in the center of the box. That's going to be, just misses. Thought that was a good pitch, but it must have missed up high. Ludwig, not the tallest of players. His strike zone, we'll say, is a little diminutive. Big lead off of first for Villauer. And that is going to be a pitcher's pitch right there. That was expanded on the black. So a 1-1 count. Again, a good lead for Villauer at first. Webb eyes him, working from the set. Comes home with it, taking off on the play, harms up and throws down to second, but not in time as it'll get through to center field, but a good backup by Wells has it in. So a stolen base has a runner in scoring position on a strike 2 call. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Still no score, top of the first inning. Still working from the set. Webb eyes the runner at second. Now comes home with it. Swung on and lined out towards center field, and Trust gets it. Short hop, goes all the way back towards the fence, picked up there. 1 run is across, and checking in at second base is Quinton Ludwig. It's a single with an E8. Scoring on the play was Caleb Villauer. That'll bring up Griffin O'Neill with 1 out and a runner at second.
O'Neill at the plate. On deck, number 26.
Kind of right in that territory of, do you dive for it or do you field it on a hop? And one way or the other, it snuck up and got past Wells in center. That's a nice stop by Harms, diving over towards that left-hand batter's box to keep it in front of him. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Webb eyes the runner behind him. Now comes home. In there for a strike on the inside corner. Got the batter to flinch there. Neal digs back in. Setting up on the inside part of the box. Closed stance. Webb eyeing the runner, now coming home, and that's going to miss outside and low. The count moves to 2-1. Webb working at a good pace here. Comes set. Now delivers home. Swung on and missed for strike 2. He's working that outside corner and getting a lot of swings out there. Oh, there's a little movement on that pitch. Or if he's just got a little deception in how he throws it, but they're chasing a good foot out of the zone right there. 2-2 count. Swung on and drilled up the middle, and Wells is going to make a diving play out in center field. Trying to make up for the one that got past him, and he was able to make a nice play in center coming in. And that'll bring up Josh Wernemont, 200 hitter, and the opposing pitcher.
Batting, number 26, Josh Wernemont. On deck, designated hitter, number 9, Preston Maurer.
So Wernemont, right-hand hitter on a right-hand pitcher, still working from the set. No balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Lined out towards short and fielded there in the air, and that'll put it out. A nice play by Preston Gill at the shortstop position will end it. They get 1 run on 2 hits, 1 hit that is, with 1 runner left on, and we are through a half inning. It is 1-0 East Sac County on top of OABCIG. You are watching a production of Fuller Digital Solutions.
I'm Mark Hansen, third-generation dealer here at Rex Chevrolet GMC in Odebo. We have been family-owned since 1925. Whether you're looking for that new Chevy or GMC or any other vehicle, please give us a call at Rex Chevrolet in Odebo or look us up online at rexchevrolet.com.
Hi, this is Mick at Mark Hansen's Rex Chevrolet GMC in Odebo. This year we celebrate 100 years of the Chevy truck, and Rex Chevrolet has been selling and servicing these trucks for over 90 of those 100 years. Stop by and see us for your next Chevy or GMC truck.
I'm back here in Ida Grove as the East Sac County Raiders taking the field for the first time. They got 1 on the top. The Falcons want to answer here. You are watching a production of Fuller Digital Solutions. We have OABCIG baseball tonight. We're going to have OABCIG softball tomorrow, weather permitting. I looked at the forecast. There's a possibility of some showers and thunderstorms, so we'll keep you posted on whether or not that game will be played. But right now, that is our plan. And then after that, on Saturday, we'll start our playoff coverage, as the OABCIG squad is going to travel down to Carroll, and we'll have that game for you. I believe they play Missouri Valley. 4:30 start. So if you turn into this YouTube channel, you'll be able to catch that. You go ahead and share this YouTube channel with some friends and family around the area, or even in different states if they would love to follow the Falcons throughout the year. Again, we mentioned earlier, but we'll mention it again, that we're going to be doing football games as well as some volleyball and wrestling. Then we'll get into basketball, both boys and girls. And this is our inaugural year with this, so we'd really like to get some of your feedback. And you can do that a couple of different ways. Easiest way, probably just comment on the bottom of the YouTube video that you're watching. Let us know how we're doing. Good, bad, indifferent. I mean, I know the announcer's not very good, but everything else is pretty good. You can't say Hannah's not doing a good job. You can also message me on Facebook. You can just look up Mike Earl with Nepal Real Estate. After 14 years working for the radio station in Denison, moved over to real estate this year. You can give me a friend request and send me a message. That'd be great as well. As Wernimont delivers home, DeJean fouls it back into the backstop. Or you can just text or call me, preferably not right now, but you could do that too. You can just dial 712-269-4789. Just let us know how we're doing and make sure you tell us if you like this service we're providing for the OABCIG fans. Wernimont working quickly, delivers home. DeJean gets the bunt down. That's a good bunt. You got no chance there. Just pick it up and bite it. He'll throw down anyway. But that apple was late. A single for DeJean, who just uses his speed to get on. And with him on first, he might as well be on second. And that'll bring up Trust Wells. Likely here, Trust is going to at least square to bunt and give DeJean a chance to steal second base here. Takes the lead. Now he's going to take off towards second. It's fisted out towards shallow right field. And not able to make the catch. DeJean is going to round second. He puts on the wheels. He's going to score. Rounding third, DeJean coming home. And diving back in towards second base is Wells. So Wells with a double scores DeJean from first. And it brings up Easton Harms, who's been swinging a hot bat of late. He was still looking for his first hit 5-6 games into the year, and he's already hitting 300. Wells takes the lead off second. Wernimont eyes him, then comes home, and that's going to be inside and low. Harms jumps out of the way. Coming home again, Wernimont from the set. That'll also miss inside and tight. Count is 2-0. Oh, tied at 1 now. Eyeing second, coming home. In there for a strike on the inside corner. Good pitch by Wernimont. He was just pounding that inside corner trying to find the location. That time he did. And a 2-1 count. Wynn picking up from left. As that'll bounce in front, and they'll hold Trust at second base. Now ahead 3-1. Harms right in the back of the box. He will swing through strike 2, and the count goes full. Big cut there by Harms. So he looks down, gets a sign from Doetzler at third. All right, back, now come home. And that's going to miss inside. A good take on a tough pitch. Has runners at first and second for Zach Heemer, and still nobody out. Heemer on the season, a .226 hitter.
Batting, number 6, Zach Heemer. On deck, number 4, Preston Gill.
The Falcons already with 2 hits this inning, 1 run across, and runners at first and second with nobody out. Squaring around to bunt and pulling it back was Heemer. Want to advance those runners here with nobody out. Ornament looking in from the set. Good leads off first and second as that's fouled to the backstop, and the count will even out at 1-1. Looking to second. Nobody defending there. Now coming home. Squaring to bunt and throws it over his head. Then they throw it on to second, and that'll give Trustwell's third. So now you have runners at first and third. Still just nobody out. Ahead in the count is Heemer with a 2-1 count. You can expect Harms to take off here, and he does. That's fouled into the backstop. Count will even out at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Harms coming off an injury in that football season. Near the end in the playoffs. Playing catcher, so you know he's mostly healed there. Showing good speed on the base pass this year as they fake the throw to first and eye third. Heemer with an upright stance at the plate. Delivering home, and that'll be in there for a strike. The Uncle Charlie came to play. A curveball hooks on in, and that'll get the looking strike 3. No balls, no strikes, 1 out. Runners at the corners. Harms might take off on the first pitch here, and he does. They're going to fake the throw down, and they'll give him the base. So Wernemont gets it across for strike 1. Now Preston Gill, a 200 hitter, has 2 runners in scoring position at second and third. That's in there for a strike. The bender's coming across now. He was missing with that pitch earlier, just wasn't completing the pitch, and now the last couple have been breaking right across the plate. 0-2 count, Wernemont comes home. That'll miss high. So went back to the well, and the well was dry, and a 1-2 count. First base is open. Playing Gill pretty straight away, as that'll be tapped to the backstop. Infield is mostly in, right on the grass at third, short, and first. Playing a little back at second. Not holding on either runner. 1-2 count. Wernemont will bounce that across. It'll go 2-2. Good job by the catcher. That's Camden Villauer as he kept it in front and kept the run from scoring. Falcons and Raiders tied at 1 here in the bottom of the first. That's in there, strike 3. So back-to-back Ks. The Raiders 1 out away from getting out of this jam. It brings up Cameron Sharkey, a 229 hitter. He's out in right field tonight. He's been playing a lot of first base this year. And he'll watch the bender come across. So Wernemont has been relying on that curveball. So far it's been working the last 2 or 3 hitters. Uncle Charlie misses there on the inside corner. And the count goes to 1-1. Wernemont sets up on the first base side of the pitching plate. He'll bring the fastball across, and a little late on it that time was Sharkey as he just fisted off the inside part of the barrel. And a 1-2 count. A 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners are at second and third. We're tied at 1, bottom of the first. Ornament brings it across. So after the first 3 reach, 3 strikeouts will end it. The Falcons get 1, leave 2 on 2 hits with no errors. We are through 1 complete, and we are tied at 1. This game brought to you by North Star Community Credit Union, Beckman Motors, the Hoffman Agency, Holstein Senior Living, Zimmy's, Schmidt Insurance, Rex Chevrolet, and Swanson Insurance and Real Estate. Also, the scoreboard sponsor, United Bank of Iowa, and Gordon's Body Shop, our pregame show sponsor. You are watching a production of Fuller Digital Solutions.
It's about caring for one another, loving one another, being there for family and friends. At Holstein Senior Living, we are here to provide that little extra care while you live life to the fullest. Wake up when you want. Participate in daily activities at your discretion. Eat meals on your time, which includes an all-day breakfast menu. All with the comfort of knowing there are trained professional staff available at any time for the little extra caring things that may require a helping hand. Holstein Senior Living, offering assisted and independent living options with.
Back here in Ida Grove, as the Falcons and Raiders tied at 1. It will be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for the Raiders facing Max Webb, who gave up 1 in that first inning. As he's going to look to keep that control going. Harms will come back behind the plate, catch 1, and throw it down. Nice crowd here in Ida Grove, and one of the things I love to see after all the issues this past school year with closing schools and some working from home. It's good to see the students out, the parents out, everybody having a good time and getting together, practicing the social distancing. Some people getting closer together than others and just going with what they're comfortable with. Just a good feeling. Really makes it feel like people are getting back to normal, and that's a good sign. No balls, no strikes, no outs. Nobody out as we are facing the leadoff hitter, Preston Maurer, here in inning number 2. Oof, just misses on the outside corner. I think it was a bit high. Playing him pretty much straight away as Webb comes home. He kind of holds the ball up a little bit and kind of a show-me pitch there. Throws the arm out and then brings it home. 2 balls, no strikes. That one was more over the top as it'll clear over the backstop and 1 bounce into the fence behind us. So a 2-1 count now. Maurer is the DH for the Raiders. Digs into the back of the box. Webb from the full line steps back and fires. Hit high in the sky behind second base, walking back and underneath it. Nice play made by the second baseman there as Siebenaller is going to squeeze it. And a easy out to start things off here in the second. Brings up Brock Mand. So Brock up here. Webb brings it home. That's swung on and missed. Might have got a little piece of that one. Foul tip. Didn't have any stats on Brock. That swung on and missed. And the lineup the coach gave me just said Brock Mand, so I don't know if that's his last name entirely or if there's more to it. So we'll just call him Brock because that seems to be what the fans in the stands are doing. No balls, 2 strikes for Brock. As Webb comes home, and that's strike 3. So Webb has the first 2 here in the second inning, and that brings up Maxwell Jessen. Jessen is a 238 hitter. Vilhauer up next. He's the catcher. Jessen is out in right field tonight. As Webb comes home from the full wind. Fouled, and that could be a play for Harms as he gets underneath it and makes the catch. 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. We are through 1.5. It is 1-1 East Sac County and OABCIG. You are watching a production of Fuller Digital Solutions.
A few Facebook reviews from Zimmy's Bar and Grill in Ida Grove. Best prime rib I've ever had. From appetizers and drinks, meal and price, all was great. Pretzel burger was to die for. Highly recommended, and I can't wait to go back to try more menu items. We stopped at Zimmy's in Ida Grove after our game, and they stayed open for us. It was steak night, and they were delicious.
I'm Eric Zimmerman, inviting you to enjoy our family-friendly full-menu restaurant. Try it, love it, and come back for more at Zimmy's Bar and Grill, East Highway 175, Ida Grove.
Now we're back in Ida Grove as the sun is out. The temperature right around 88 degrees, and that was the first pitch. Out in the distance, you see the green fields and the wind turbines spinning on a hot summer day. Great crowd for both teams as we wind down the season. This is the last game for the Falcons before they hit the playoffs. We'll have that game on Saturday, 4:30 start from down in Carroll as they take on Missouri Valley, I believe. It's going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters, Siebenaller, Webb, and Winterode. And back to the top of the order. Josh Wernemont on the hill still. He was some trouble for the first three batters and then got that curveball to start working across the zone, really frustrating Hemer, Gill, and Sharkey for 3 straight strikeouts. So Siebenaller stepping in. Made a nice play out in left field, backpedaling to make a catch last inning. So that misses outside and low.
For the Falcons, number 21, Eric Siebenaller on deck. Number 1, Max Webb.
Siebenaller with an upright stance. He will take inside. Uncle Charlie failed to break as much as he needed that time. Just missing low and inside. So ahead in the count is Siebenaller 2-0. He's going to fist that one out towards left center for a base hit. Punches it off the end of the bat. And a solid wrap for a single. Gets Max Webb up with nobody on and 1 out. Sorry, let's try it again. 1 on and nobody out. Like I said, if you have comments, you can put those at the bottom. You can tell us how bad the announcer is. Runner at first. Coming home is... Oh, that's going to be right off the bat towards right center. It's going to drop in there. Play at second base is not in time. So a single, seeing eye variety. A nice wedge shot there. Back to back. Now Gabe Winterode is up with runners at first and second. They're going to take Max Webb out. Let a courtesy runner come in.
Courtesy runner for the Falcons at first base, number 20, Kyle Spots.
Kyle Spots is your runner at first. Gabe Winterode. Well, I mentioned there was a diminutive strike zone. That is Gabe all the way. It's hard to hit his zone. He has a definitive advantage as he's going to square to bunt and take high and outside. As a 6'7" pitcher, I always felt that this was an unfair advantage. The zone is about 7 inches smaller than everybody else's, as that's in there for a strike. That's no fault of Gabe's. He's got a great advantage, taking advantage of it right now. 1-1 count. Good hitter, hitting just 105 on the year, but he's been much higher throughout. Squaring to bunt again, just missing outside there as Wernemont trying to get that bender across, and it's a 2-1 count. Winterode digging in, back of the box, left-hand hitter. Again, he's going to pull the bunt back. They're going to throw to the shortstop and get the runner back. So now 3-1 is the count. On deck, Cooper DeJean. You don't want to load the bases. Nobody out for DeJean, who's hitting over 500 on the season. Coming home. Ooh, they're going to give a strike on that pitch. That's a tough call. Winterode doesn't want to swing at that pitch. It's a pitcher's pitch right there. 3-2 count now. Setting up outside, and they'll miss that one outside as Winterode takes his base. So back-to-back singles followed by a walk has the bases juiced for Cooper DeJean. Cooper was on in the first with a bunt single. Just a perfectly dropped-down bunt. He'll step up. Big gap in left center. Also one in right center. As that pitch will come across, bending and into the batter's box. Warnemont doesn't want to give Cooper anything too good to hit here. And that time he spikes one across, and they head in the count now 2-0. Doesn't get any easier with Trust Wells on deck. Trust line to double in the first inning for an RBI. So that's going to be hit high out towards center field. And it will be caught coming home on the play. A nice throw is going to hold him as Siebenaller faked the run, and a good throw out there in center field by Derek Ashinger. So a fly out to center. Brings up Trust Wells with bases loaded and 1 out.
On deck, Easton Harm.
I want to say thank you to our sponsors, Swanson Insurance and Real Estate, Rex Chevrolet, Schmidt Insurance, as Warnemont throws over the head of Wells. Zimmy's, Holstein Senior Living, the Hoffman Agency, Beckman Motors, and North Star Community Credit Union. United Bank of Iowa, our scoreboard sponsor, and pregame show sponsor, Gordon's Body Shop. Warnemont coming home. And that'll hit the batter. Oh, they're going to say that he didn't move. They say it hit the bat?
He doesn't have to. No, he doesn't.
There's a question on this play. The officials are going to confer here. Well, there's a thing in the rules, apparently, that the official is saying he has to make a motion to get out of the way. And he's going to say he didn't make a motion to get out of the way. And the official is going to get back behind the plate. They're going to call it a ball. And it's a 2-0 count. Two balls, no strikes. It's going to be hit out towards second base, fielded there, and it's going to get the, it's going to score 2 runs. So safe at first on the bobble, and then to slide into second, stop the throw. So it's going to be an E4. Scoring on the play is Siebenaller, and Max Webb as a runner, his courtesy runner. Over to second base will go Gabe Winterode, and reaching first is Trust Wells on the error. So we were running in the base path there. We got a question here because there was contact in the base path. It's not going to be interference on the base runner. Notes they're not happy. The conversation is over, so we've got runners at first and second. Still just 1 out, and now Easton Harm's up. Harms walked and was stranded at second in the first inning. On deck is Hemer. Speed at both first and second with Winterode and Wells. That's in there for a strike on the inside corner. And if you're Harms, you don't say anything because you want that pitch for your pitcher too. As he'll trying to take a cut at the bender there, waited on it and just got on top of it. And now an 0-2 count. It's a slow-moving curveball. Has some good break to it, but one that if you wait on it, you might be able to get some good wood. Or metal in this case. 0-2 count. 1 out, runners at first and second. You're going to ground one up the middle, fielded by the shortstop to second base, and they'll just take a bite out of the apple there at second. So fielder's choice on the 6-4 putout has runners now at first and third with 2 outs for Zach Hemer. Falcons with a 3-1 lead, 2 runs this inning, 1 in the first. Expect Harms will take off here with 2 outs. And he's going. I'll just let him walk into second base and go with runners at second and third and 2 outs. 1-0 count to Hemer, who struck out in the first inning. Gonna foul one over to the East Sac County side there. Looks like everybody's okay. No cries of pain, at least. On a 1-1 count. Wernimont comes home. Nice stop. Good stop by the catcher for the Raiders as that one spiked about 2 feet in front of the plate. And able to keep it in front of them there was Camden Villauer. Runners remain at second and third. And swung on and missed for strike two. Little deuces wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. 1 at third and 1 at second. 4 hits already for the Falcons. Looking for 1 more. That'll miss low. Villauer with the block. Keeps it in the circle. Nice part here in Ida Grove, the batter's box and the pitching mound are both a permanent substance. It's not a dirt, so you get more of a true hop off that, although it does bounce a little more. And that one will bounce across 2, and a walk will load the bases for Preston Gill. Gill struck out in the first inning as well. There's a big gap out in left and right center as the outfielders are shading a little bit to the lines. Hit up the right side in that gap and not going to be fielded. It was in foul territory. You had that Bermuda Triangle out there. Everybody running and nobody has a chance. So an 0-1 count to Gill now. On the season, a 200 hitter. He'd love to find a gap and clear the bases here. Pitch coming home. It's going to be fisted out towards second, fielded there, and over to first in time. So a 4-3 putout ends it. There's 8 hitters that come to the plate. A couple of hits, an error, and a walk. 2-run score, 3 runners left on. We are through 2 complete. It is 3-1 Falcons. You are watching OABCIG Baseball, a production of Fuller Digital Solutions.
Beckman Motors in Odebo is your premier dealer for Ford, Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler, and Ram, new and used vehicles. Their dedicated sales staff, knowledgeable finance associates, and expertly trained technicians are all here to make your experience fun, easy, and hassle-free. We're proud to be family-owned and part of our local community. When it's time for a new vehicle for your family and a great selection of used vehicles and service, visit Larry Beckman Motors, Odebo.
And back here in Ida Grove as the Falcons take a 3-1 lead into the top of inning number 3. Falcons got 1 in the first to answer the 1 run by the Raiders. So there was 1-1 at the end of 1. And then they got 2 more last inning to take a 3-1 lead. On the bump for the Falcons is Max Webb. He's gone 2 innings so far, allowed 1 run, and it was an unearned run, I believe, as the run scored on an error out in center field. They're going to get a new ball here, it looks like. Falcons, a very good fielding team. Trying to find a ball for the pitcher here. There goes 1 out. Webb coming in tonight had a 0-0 record, just 3.2 innings pitched. Had faced 16 hitters in those 3 2/3 innings. Struck out 0 and walked 1. So far tonight, he has allowed just 1 hit and has 2 strikeouts. Up to bat is the number 9 hitter, Camden Villauer. And back to the top of the lineup with Caleb Villauer and Derek Ashinger. So Camden will dig into the back of the box. Very upright hitter. As it'll be grounded over towards third, fielded there, and over to first in time. Yes, it was. A bang-bang play at first goes the Falcons' way on the 5-3 putout, and that'll bring up Caleb Villauer. Nice play made over at third base. Had to get a good arm on it. Zach Heemer fired it over to DeJean at first. Going to be grounded over to Heemer again, fielded in the place over to first in time. So back-to-back 5-3 putouts have 2 quick outs, and Derek Ashinger coming up. Ashinger struck out in the first inning.
At the plate next for the Raiders.
Falcons have 3 runs on 4 hits with no errors. East Sac County has 1 run on 1 hit with 1 error in the field. Webb coming home with it from the full wind. Going to be fisted out towards center field, and that's just an excuse me hit right there, but he'll take it and be on first base with 2 outs. Derek Ashinger just threw the bat at the ball outside and popped one out to center field. That'll bring up Quentin Ludwig, who he had a single, and then it got past Wells in center, and that allowed the run to score as Caleb Villauer motored home. And Ludwig advanced over to second base. That swung on and foul tipped into the glove of Harms. Oh, 1, 2 outs, runner at first. Falcons leading 3-1. Webb comes home. Missing outside there. Eyes the runner at first. Now looks home. DeJean holding him on. That's going to be hit high and out of play. Ooh. Looked like we got a little body contact there. Not sure if it was head or shoulder. It wasn't me. Fans are not supposed to touch the ball. But that ball wanted to be touched. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at first. Coming home, fouled right back at us. Hannah, we flinch. She's got it. She knows the fence will hold it. That's Hannah Schmidt doing a great job on the camera and the computer as a part of Fuller Digital Solutions. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Ludwig up. Upright stance, back of the box. Going to hit one high and foul. Hemer works underneath it and makes the play. So a pop out to third will end it. Hemer makes all 3 plays, a couple of ground outs and a foul ball caught. We are through 2.5. The score remains 3-1. Falcons are on top. They bat in the bottom half after this message from Fuller Digital Solutions.
The Hoffman Agency in Ida Grove wants to wish the OABCIG Falcons good luck. They know that whether it's athletics or academics, the OABCIG students work hard. The Hoffman Agency in Ida Grove offers old-fashioned customer service combined with today's technology to provide the high-quality, professional, personal, and commercial services that you deserve. The Hoffman Agency in Ida Grove, a proud supporter of the OABCIG schools.
All right, we're back to baseball action here. Falcons will come to bat with their 6, 7, and 8 hitters. That'll be Cam Sharkey, Eric Siebenaller, and Max Webb. They're all facing Josh Wernemont, who's given up 3. All the hitters in both lineups, save one. That's Gabe Winterode, are all right-handers. Throw down by Villauer. And we'll get it started on the bottom half of inning number 3. So Webb gave up 1 in the first, but has pitched back-to-back silent frames. It'll be Sharkey, Siebenaller, then Webb. The Falcons trying to get a little more on the scoreboard. Coming home, and strike 1, a swinging strike. It's an excuse me swing. He started it and he couldn't stop it. That'll be in there for a strike on the inside corner. So you look outside, now coming back inside. Expect this one to probably be buried outside again. Ooh. Nice little breaking ball pitch there. Bends in across the plate for strike 3. That's the second time that Sharkey struck out. It'll bring up Siebenaller. Siebenaller singled and scored in the second inning. Warnemont comes home. Uncle Charlie again on the outside corner. So 4 pitches, 4 strikes so far in this second or third frame for Warnemont. That'll be fouled out of play to the construction zone here at the Ida Grove School. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Nobody on. Falcons on top, 3-1. Wind and fire. Warnemont gets strike 3, so back-to-back strikeouts. 2 quick outs for the Falcons, brings up Max Webb.
Max Webb at the plate. On deck, Gabe Winterode.
So Webb will set up righty-on-righty matchup. Bit of a closed stance. In there for strike 1. Throwing nothing but strikes right now is Warnemont. Relying on that breaking ball. That one will miss high. So that's the first ball he's thrown this inning. The 1-1 count. You got to. Oh, it's going to be fair. That's a tough play. Up with it. Throw to first is in time, but gets past the first baseman. And Webb will be on with E2 on the throw. Webb will come out. Webb reached in the first and had a courtesy runner then, and he has the same courtesy runner now.
Courtesy runner.
That'll bring up Gabe Winterode. Winterode walked in the first and was stranded at third.
Gabe Winterode at the plate. On deck, Cooper Bajin.
Coming home, and that'll be fouled into the backstop and an 0-1 count. As the sun goes behind a cloud line here. Cooling off considerably. 0-1 count, 2 outs, runner at first. Winterode watches ball 1, and it'll even out at 1-1. My name is Mike Earl, joining you throughout the OABCIG athletic seasons. Warnemont coming home, that'll be fouled into the backstop and a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. 14 years of work down at KDSN in Denison. Last year did a little sales work for them and decided this year I was going to move over to real estate, now working with Nepal Real Estate out of Denison, serving all of western Iowa, including the OABCIG area. Pitch is coming home, taken for a ball, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Working with Filler Digital Solutions as a part of this inaugural year of video and audio broadcasts. This is going to be lined towards short. Gets past the shortstop into the outfield, and that'll be an E6 as back-to-back errors have runners at first and second as Cooper DeJean coming out.
DeJean at the plate on number 31, Trust Wells.
Mentioned they see a lot of people here having a good time. You kind of hear that banter back and forth as people are, I think, just happy to be doing something. As Cooper grounds one through the gap out towards left field. They're going to send the run around third, and now they're going to put the break sign up. And they throw back. It's going to hit the runner. That's no fun. Here you have to dive, and then you get hit in the side. But the bases are loaded on the solid single. You have to dive back home. Your coach told you to run, then he told you to stop. I mean, you're just a courtesy runner. Bases are loaded for Trust Wells. They're going to throw over towards first. And breaking for home. Going to get down and safe. Oh. What is this call? Okay, so we had a time call. So a lot of official questions so far. So the time was called with the ball on the ground apparently. So no balls, no strikes. That'll be over the head and a 1-0 count. Trying to get everybody in the right spots here. That's going to be fouled out of play and one bounce into the football area. 1-1 count. DeJean just trying to get in the head of the pitcher and catcher. He's breaking for about halfway between first and second every pitch. That'll be, excuse me, up into the infield. The second baseman's under it. He'll squeeze it. So a pop-out will end it. No runs on one hit with 3 runners left on. We are through 3 complete. It is 3-1. Falcons on top of the Raiders. You are watching OABCIG Baseball, a production of Fuller Digital Solutions. Back again in Ida Grove as the Falcons and the Raiders playing a baseball game tonight to end their seasons. Next game after this for the Falcons will be Saturday as they start their playoff run in 2A. Game starts at 4:30 against Missouri Valley. It is down in Carroll. We'll have that game for you right here on this YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do so now. You'll get updates on the different broadcasts we'll be carrying. You'll also get other FDS productions. So you can subscribe to Fuller Digital Solutions. You can also look up Fuller Digital Solutions and catch all the other games we broadcast. Just search for OABCIG in there. As it'll be Griffin O'Neill, Josh Wernemont, and Preston Maurer coming up here. 3-1 our score. Falcons on top. Webb has pitched a couple of scoreless innings after giving up 1 in the first. In there for a strike at the numbers. Nice pitch by Webb just backs up the hitter. O'Neill, a little bit of a closed stance, more to the center of the box. As that'll be fouled into the backstop and bounce right back to Harms off the pipe. Now ahead in the count 0-2. O'Neill flew out to the center fielder on a nice play by Trustwell's diving catch in the first inning. Tried to get him to chase outside and low, and not expanding the zone was O'Neill. A 1-2 count. So the sun sets. It probably cooled off about 7 degrees. Very nice night right now. Cool breeze blowing in from left field. Fouled out of play. That's going to clear the fence, make the parking lot, and hit a car. We'll go with a red minivan. That's why you don't park in the front row for baseball games. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out, nobody on. Oh, just missed low. That was a good pitch. You wanted to swing at that one and have it bury itself in the dirt there, but no swing, and now a 2-2.
Black car, Kyle.
Webb from the full line comes home. That'll be fouled into the top of the backstop and remain 2 balls and 2 strikes. We have a nice crowd here. People are starting to get that little murmur in the air. Everybody's enjoying a summer day. It's a good sign. People just enjoying being out together. That's going to be grounded out towards the hole and through as it'll get past Gill into the outfield. So a seeing eye single by Griffin O'Neill has a runner at first with Josh Wernemont coming up.
Batting is Josh Wernemont. On deck.
For those who don't know what a seeing eye single is, it's a single that goes exactly where it needs to at the speed it needs to get through the hole. As if it had a set of eyes, hence the seeing eye. Runner at first, nobody out. Top of inning number 4. Falcons are on top 3-1. Webb delivering home. In there on the outside corner. That's a pitcher's pitch. It's a tough pitch for the hitter because it's probably 2 inches outside, but if it's going to be called, the pitcher's going to keep throwing it there, and you've got to swing at it. Wernemont lined out in the first inning to end the frame. O'Neill takes off. Nice pitch to throw down, and it is, not in time. It was a good throw by Harms. I thought he had him, but it must have been just a hair late on the tag or gotten the hand underneath. So 1 ball, 1 strike. I said that before the broadcast. Harms really throws it in a great spot for the player to catch and apply the tag. Now a runner in scoring position with nobody out. Harms catches it. Now you want to settle down the pitcher here. You don't want to put 2 base runners on and have the go-ahead run at the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Runners at second base. Webb comes home. In there for a strike on the inside corner. And that's going to get past Webb, and it'll advance the runner. So now a runner at third with nobody out. And if you're Webb, you just don't even think about it. Don't think about the runner, just think about the hitter. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You kind of almost concede that run in your head. You just want to get the strike right here. Just miss a bat. I second, come home. Oof, just missing high. So the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. You don't want to put the runner on first. After Wernemont's going to be Preston Maurer, then Brock. We don't know Brock's last name. I first, coming home. That'll be fouled into the backstop. And we'll reset. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Wernemont on the season, a 200 hitter. Bit of a close stance. Eyes the runner at third. Good speed there. Now comes home. That'll be swung on and missed. Big strikeout there for Webb. Brings up Preston Maurer. He popped out to the second baseman. Shallow right field back in the second inning. Modernock. Well, it's definitely not Brock Mond. Upright stance for the hitter, Preston Maurer. In there for a strike. Oof. If you're Maurer, you're wondering how that was a strike, but Falcons will take it as it seemed a little high. If it's going to be a strike, you might as well throw it again because you're not going to hit that pitch hard. That one's going to be tipped back to the backstop. And ahead in the count now 0-2. So if you can get the strike here, now that runner at third all of a sudden is not a given. Maurer digging in, looking out. Webb wants to get him right here. Look for it to be outside. Oof. It's going to hit him on the inside shoulder. And now they're going to take a base. And you hear the OABCIG fans, they're not happy. They had a player that got hit, and they gave him a base. That's 2 players that have been hit that haven't moved. They're going to have a little conversation here as Dotzler's going to come out. Dotzler trying to explain that this is not good umping behind the plate. They're going to have the conversation, and it doesn't really matter. Once Blue says what Blue says, Blue wins. So you got a single, runner at third, and a hit by pitch, runner at first. 1 out, no balls, no strikes. Dotzler's going to have his conversation about where we're going to go with it. They're going to bring in, Webb is going to come out, so we're going to have a pitching change. So we're going to take a break. We'll see who's coming in to pitch.
Pitching will be Zach Hemer.
It's going to be Zach Hemer. So Hemer was the third baseman. So it looks like Sharkey's going to come in. He might take over at first. They'll play a little musical chairs around the infield. But that'll all happen after we take a couple of message break here. You are watching a production of Fuller Digital Solutions. 3-1 our score. Falcons on top with one out in the third inning, or fourth inning that is. Back in a moment.
As you cruise through downtown Odebote, Iowa, you'll find Swanson Insurance and Real Estate, offering hardworking insurance for hardworking people. Have you visited SwansonWithYou.com? Their website is all new. Put in a quote request, check out real estate listings, and read about the staff here to serve you. Truck it up with Swanson Insurance. Big enough to serve, small enough to care. Located downtown Odebote.
I'm Mark Hansen, third-generation dealer here at Rex Chevrolet GMC in Odebote. We have been family-owned since 1925. Whether you're looking for that new Chevy or GMC or any other vehicle, please give us a call at Rex Chevrolet in Odebote or look us up online at rexchevrolet.com.
Hi, this is Mick at Mark Hansen's Rex Chevrolet GMC in Odebote. This year we celebrate 100 years of the Chevy truck, and Rex Chevrolet has been selling and servicing these trucks for over 90 of those 100 years. Stop by and see us for your next Chevy or GMC truck.
All right, so here's what we did. Cam Sharkey was out in right. He comes in to play first. That'll bump DeJean over to shortstop. He moves Preston Gill over to third. So kind of a more traditional Falcon lineup right now. As Webb moves out to right field, and Hemer comes in from third base to pitch. So Webb goes to right. The right fielder moves to first. Takes DeJean and moves him over to short. Shortstop moves to third, and then the third baseman comes in to pitch. And if you follow that, well, you're smarter than me. I had to write it down. No balls, no strikes, one out. 3-1 is our score. Falcons on top, but the Raiders are threatening. Coach Dan Doetzler a little frustrated with the umpire behind the plate. So far, two players have been hit by a pitch by the Raiders. Both of them took a base. The one time a Falcon got plunked, he was told that he didn't avoid it. As that is going to be in there for a strike. They're going to throw down short to second, and it's a play that you bring the second baseman in, but watching it all the way was Griffin O'Neill at third, and he just watched the player take seconds. And now runners at second and third with one out and one strike. That'll be a nice block there by Harms as he goes into that left-hand hitter's batter's box to dig that one out. A ball and a strike with one out. First base is open for Brock Matternock. That misses again outside. Brock struck out in the second inning. Young hitter doesn't have an at-bat yet. I think this is the first time hitting in the varsity level. That'll miss outside for a ball. So Hemer comes in, goes 3-1 here. Just needs to find that zone and get that pitch across. Looks like he's aiming it a bit, trying to hold that ball. He needs to just release it and let it go. Coming home with it. Strike on the outside corner, and now it's 3-2. Every once in a while, you just get one pitch across, and that gives you the confidence to keep on going. So a 3-2 count now. Wind and fire. And Hemer will miss inside. And a walk will load the bases for Maxwell Jessen, who popped out in foul territory to Easton Harms to end the second. Jessen will look down towards third. Infield plays in a bit. On the grass all the way around. Wind and fire. Ooh. For a second there, I think he made the umpire flinch. I didn't think he was going to call that strike. No balls, one strike, one out. Force at any base, including home. That's going to be trapped out towards second, and it'll get past the second baseman. Just a tough break. When Hemer runs over there, I think you have to give it an error. Scoring on the play is O'Neill. Over to third, Preston Maurer. Checking in at second as Brock Madernock. And at first is Maxwell Jessen. As Hemer comes off the hill, he goes right in front of the second baseman, Siebenaller. And that prevents him from getting a good view of it. It goes underneath his glove. Dancing off first. Both runners at second and third. No play by Harms. Infield playing in. Nobody holding on anybody. Looking to make the play at home. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hemer comes home. That'll miss low for a ball. So Webb was on the hook for 2 of the base runners. Now 1, as 1 came across to score. So he's allowed 2 runs so far. Hemer misses high and tight. You have to get this one across. You don't want to walk in the tying run. Falcons have 3 runs on 5 hits and 1 error. 2 runs on 3 hits with 3 errors. That's in there for a strike. And a 3-2 count for the Raiders. So the count is full to Villauer. Then back to the top of the lineup for the other Villauer. That's going to be fouled, out of play, and that will hit a car. 2 hops. A couple of cars out there as it bounces around. Silver sedan and a kind of a darker gray. Wind and fire. Strike 3, and he's way off the bag, and he's tagged out. So a strikeout, tag out, double play, unassisted by Easton Harms as he chased down the runner. The runner who's coming home, I think he thought it was a ball. It was not. So a strikeout and a tag out will end the frame. 1 comes across, but the Falcons' lead is intact, 3-2. It is the end of 3.5. We are going to be back with the bottom of the 4th inning. Up to bat will be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Falcons. You are watching a production of Fuller Digital Solutions.
It's about caring for one another, loving one another, being there for family and friends. At Holstein Senior Living, we are here to provide that little extra care while you live life to the fullest. Wake up when you want. Participate in daily activities at your discretion. Eat meals on your time, which includes an all-day breakfast menu. All with the comfort of knowing there are trained professional staff available at any time for the little extra caring things that may require a helping hand. Holstein Senior Living, offering assisted and independent living options with care.
Well, we started this game out. It was 88 degrees, and right now, trying to get a refresh here, but it is definitely not 88. I have to guess. I'd say we're low 80s, maybe upper 70s, but it's still 84 is what it's saying, but it doesn't feel that at all. As the sun kind of set behind a cloud wall over there and to the west and dropped the temperature down. Lights are on, and just a perfect night out here. Wind blowing in. I think we have a new pitcher on the bump here, as that is going to be number 40, Madernock. Madernock. So Madernock out there now. He wasn't on the roster that I was able to download for the Raiders, so I don't know if it's a first varsity appearance or not, but both teams really just trying to get through this final game and get to the playoffs intact health-wise. It's going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, Harms, Hemer, and Preston Gill for the Falcons. Harms walked and then grounded into a fielder's choice, 6-4 put out in the second. He didn't hit in the third. As they'll throw down here, and we'll get set up for the bottom of the 4th inning. Madernock out there.
For the Falcons, number 35, Easton Harms. On deck, number 6, Zach Hemer.
Kind of a bit of a different release point here for the hitters. See, a very vertical pitcher. Very traditional wind and delivery. That brings the ball straight back behind his head, then comes over the top home. No balls, 1 strike to Harms. That'll break across and low. And a 1-1 count. Good take. A lot of room down that right field line if Harms can wait on one. He'll ground one out to short. Hops up into the mitt. Throw to first will be in time. And a 6-3 put out to start inning number 4 for the Raiders. Zach Heemer will come up. Nobody on, 1 out. He has struck out and then walked, was stranded at first in the second inning. Say thank you to our sponsors, including Zimmy's, Schmidt Insurance, Rex Chevrolet, and Swanson Insurance and Real Estate, North Star Community Credit Union, Beckman Motors, the Hoffman Agency, and Holstein Senior Living. That's taken inside for a ball. Our scoreboard sponsor, United Bank of Iowa, and the pregame show sponsor, Gordon's Body Shop. Modernock looking in, now from the wind, he'll deliver. In there for a strike on the inside corner. 1-1 count. Step back and deliver. That's an excuse me swing and strike 2. Love to take that one back because that was ball 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Coming home, Modernock. He's going to take that high for a ball and even up the count at 2-2. Falcons have 3 runs on 5 hits with 1 error. 2 runs, 3 hits, and 3 errors for the Raiders. And that'll be tap foul down the third baseline. On deck, Preston Gill, then Cam Sharkey. From the full wind, delivering home. Strike 3, bends across. So Uncle Charlie back in there. And that'll bring up Preston Gill.
Preston Gill on deck, number 22, Cam Sharkey.
So Gill has struck out and grounded out to the second baseman. Upright stance, back of the box. So swung on and missed. Modernock very comfortable on the hill. Working from the full wind, he'll deliver home. Taken high. It doesn't look like he's pitched a inning this year or hit, so take it this is his first varsity action. Looks very comfortable out there on the pitching mound. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Nobody on, bottom of the 4th inning. That'll be taken for ball 3. So ahead in the count here is Preston Gill, Cam Sharkey on deck. He'll hit if Gill can reach. Modernock coming in. That'll be taken for a ball. And a base on balls for Preston Gill brings up Sharkey with 1 on. Sharkey has struck out twice.
Batting Cam Sharkey on deck, Eric Siebenholer.
Sharkey from the middle of the box. A backloaded stance. He'll line one out towards the gap between third and second, and a solid base wrap there as that ball saw its way through. Runner advances to second and brings up Eric Siebenholer, who had a single and a run scored back in the second inning. In there for a ball. Well, they might call that a strike as it bent across, but just missed low. A 1-0 count to Siebenholer. On the season, a 196 hitter. Eyes the runner at second. Now coming home. He'll be fisted out towards first. Fielded there. Step on the bag. And 3 unassisted will end it. The Falcons get 1 hit. They leave 2. We are through 4 complete. It's the Falcons 3, the Raiders 2. You are watching a production of Fuller Digital Solutions.
A few Facebook reviews from Zimmy's Bar and Grill in Ida Grove. Best prime rib I've ever had. From appetizers and drinks, meal and price, all was great. Pretzel burger was to die for. Highly recommended, and I can't wait to go back to try more menu items. We stopped at Zimmy's in Ida Grove after our game, and they stayed open for us. It was steak night, and they were delicious.
I'm Eric Zimmerman, inviting you to enjoy our family-friendly full menu restaurant. Try it, love it, and come back for more at Zimmy's Bar and Grill, East Highway 175, Ida Grove.
Back to action here as East Sac County will hit in the top of inning number 5, trailing by 1, 3-2. East Sac got the scoring started in the first inning, got 1 run across. Falcons answered with 1 in the bottom half, then added 2 more to take a 3-1 lead in the second inning. Third inning scoreless both ways. The Raiders got 1 back in the fourth, and that's where we sit right now. Score is 3-2. Hitting for the Raiders will be the top of the lineup, Caleb Villauer, Derek Ashinger, and Quinton Ludwig. Love to get this going 1-2-3 here. They'll throw down and we'll get ready for baseball. This is a production of Fuller Digital Solutions. Looking for feedback on all of our games. We've been broadcasting baseball and softball here. The easiest way to do it is right there on your device. Just make a comment. Tell us if you enjoy watching and listening to the ball game on your YouTube channel. You can also look me up on Facebook, Mike Earl with Nepple Real Estate. Go ahead and message me there. As Ashinger will dig in. Keemer throws across strike 1. Falcons' pitching and fielding has been tremendous all year. The hitting is coming on of late. No balls and 1 strike. Emer winds and fires home. That'll miss inside. Or I'm sorry, outside. Again, if you want to comment that the announcer's no good, that's okay. We just want to get some feedback, see if you're enjoying the ability to watch the games. The first time we've done this. You can also send me a text if you want, 712-269-4789. And that's right on the inside corner for strike 2 and a 1-2 count. Villauer doesn't like it, but he's right on top of the plate. Looks like a strike. Looks like it's about to hit him, and then it's over the plate. That'll miss back to the backstop, and it'll leave it out 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Villauer looks back and having a conversation with the umpire here. Now he'll dig in right in the back corner of the box and steps forward. Just right on top of the plate, waggling the bat. Hamer coming home with it. It's going to be fouled out of play, and that'll be behind the trees. Don't know what car it hit. 2 balls, 2 strikes remains the count. Caleb Villauer was hit by a pitch. He scored the first run of the game. Then he grounded out to the third baseman. Hemer at the time made a nice play, and that'll be fouled back. And right into a lightly hit Durango there. No dent on the play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Just missing low there was Hemer. So the count is full. We're going to do the softball playoffs as well. We'll have one more softball game. That'll be tomorrow. Grounded out towards third, fielded there by Gill, up with it and over to first in time. A 5-3 putout will have the leadoff man on the bench, bringing up Derek Ashinger. Gill plays a tremendous third base, and Cam Sharkey receives it very well at first. When Gill transfers over, replacing DeJean at short, there's no loss there. Both with excellent arms, and Sharkey plays a tremendous first base. He hasn't had hardly any problems catching the ball this year. That's all you ask from your first baseman. Catch it when they throw it to you. Swung on a missed on the high heat there, and an 0-1 count. Hemer replaced Max Webb, who is credited with both runs. That's a ball. – 2 2 1-1 count with 1 out. Nobody on. Top of inning number 5. Falcons on top 3-2. Inside for a ball and a 2-1 count. Hamer has had a little difficulty with his location. Some longer counts here. It's been a hallmark of the Falcons, just really consistently pounding the zone. So that's going to be fouled into the backstop and a 2-2 count on a nice pitch. Kind of a signature of Doetzler's teams is if you can play good defense and get good pitching, the hitting will come along, and it has. That's evident by the fact that they won their Western Valley tournament, getting a victory over Lawton Bronson in the finals. Hamer comes home with it, and an excuse me cut will foul itself into the backstop. Let's almost just stick the bat out to protect your face on it. Calling for a new ball here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The hitter is Derek Ashinger. On deck, Quentin Ludwig. Looking in from the full wind, he'll deliver. And Hamer will saw it off towards second base. And not able to make the play there was Siebenthaler. That is a hard play. We'll see how they credit it. Looks like it will be an error. So a E4 has a runner at first with 1 out. And Quentin Ludwig coming up.
At the plate, Quentin Ludwig. On deck, Griffin O'Neill.
Throw over in time and down. Back safely is Ashinger. Looks like the OABCIG girls got a victory tonight over Ridgeview. Ashinger will take off towards second, and a short hop there will get past Preston Gill. Let's see what they call it. It is an error if that is a hit. They're going to give that an error. So an E5 and an E4 have runners at first and second now with 1 out. And Griffin O'Neill up. Griffin walked, or had a single, and scored a run in the 4th and flew out to the center fielder on a nice play by Trust Wells, a diving catch out in center. Looking back, now coming home, and he's going to line one out for a base hit to left. Fielded there. They're going to round third, coming home. No play to be made. Crossing the plate is Derek Ashinger. He read that very well. So first and second, again with 1 out as O'Neill gets a single and an RBI. And that brings up Josh Wernemont, who is lined out and struck out. And we are tied at 3. 3 runs on 4 hits with 3 errors for East Sac County. 3 runs on 6 hits and 3 errors for the Falcons. Coming home is Hamer. In there for a strike at the knees. Wernemont was the starting pitcher for the Raiders. High second is Hamer. Now coming home. Grounded over towards third. Hamer steps on the bag, tries to throw to first, and in time. Yes! A double play on a 5-3 putout. 5 unassisted, then over to 3. And that'll end the frame, but not before 1 comes across on a single from Griffin O'Neill, scoring Derek Ashinger. We are tied at 3 through 4.5. Bottom of the 5th coming up. You are watching a production of Fuller Digital Solutions.
Beckman Motors in Odebo is your premier dealer for Ford, Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler, and Ram, new and used vehicles. Their dedicated sales staff, knowledgeable finance associates, and expertly trained technicians are all here to make your experience fun, easy, and hassle-free. We're proud to be family-owned and part of our local community. When it's time for a new vehicle for your family and a great selection of used vehicles and service, visit Larry Beckman Motors, Odebo.
And back here in Ida Grove as the sun is set and the lights are on, Falcons and Raiders all tied up, 3 apiece. Falcons coming to bat with their 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Nice play to end the last frame as the Raiders had runners on first and second. A sharply hit ball fielded at third base by Preston Gill made the smart play to step on third, and then he's just got a cannon of an arm, threw it over to first base and just beat out a very speedy runner down the line to record the double play and get the Falcons back to the hitting stance. They're going to be facing Brock Modernock. He's pitching for the first time tonight. I think it's his first varsity action. Doesn't have any stats in the stat book, at least. As the umpire is talking with both coaches here, some type of communication. Temperature falling here in Ida Grove. It was 88 at game time. Now just 82 degrees. Very pleasant evening. A little bit of a light breeze blowing in from left field. As Max Webb will come up. Webb, a .286 hitter on the year, has a single and scored a run in the second, and then reached on an error by the catcher as he threw down to first. Was stranded at third in the third inning. Batting here in inning number 5. That's in there for a strike on the bender. Starts it out at the shoulder and then it bends right across. That's kind of freezing the Falcon hitters right now. Modernock will miss low, but obliging with a swinging strike was Max Webb. So down to the count 0-2, Webb looks out. Has to defend the plate here. Setting up outside. Taken for a ball low and outside. So good eye by the Webb there. It's one more rung on the ladder. 1-2 count. That's going to be strike 3. Yeah, just Uncle Charlie coming to play tonight. Freezing hitters. He's got it started off right at that shoulder and then breaking right across the inside corner. Great pitch there by Modernock. Freezes Webb and brings up Gabe Winterode. Winterode has reached twice, walked and was stranded at third in the second, then reached on an error and was stranded at second. Eyes went outside for a ball. Modernock from the full wind. And that'll be fouled into the backstop off the catcher's arm. 1-1 count.
Come on, quick hands.
One ball, one strike, one out. Nobody on. Bottom of the 5th inning. Falcons and Raiders tied at 3. Taken outside for a ball. Gabe, the only left-hand bat in either lineup. Upright stance, now ducks down as the pitcher goes into the wind. Fist one out towards left field, over the head of the left fielder, all the way to the wall as it bounces past. He's going to check in at second base with a stand-up double. So Winterode gets on with a one-out double. Falcons fans enjoying that. And that'll bring up Cooper DeJean with a runner in scoring position.
That's Cooper DeJean at the plate. On deck, 31, Trust Wells.
That's out to the face of the wind right there. DeJean will dig in. Had a solid base wrap and a bunt hit in the first. They're going to intentionally walk DeJean. So they take the bat out of his hands and bring up Trust Wells. Trust has doubled, reached on an error, and popped out to the second baseman. So good hitter, 333 on the year. Harms on deck. Now runners are at first and second. Coming home is Modernock, and that'll miss inside. Playing even at the bag at third. Second and short shaded to the middle. Outfield shifted over to left field. Big gap down the right field line. Swung on missed, and that curveball is just frustrating the Falcon hitters here. just freezing them right at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners at first and second. Modernot brings it home from the set and swung on and missed by Wells. And down in the count 1-2.
Oh, Truss. Hey, winner right here, 31.
Truss just has to wait on it and make a quality swing here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch is taken for a ball. Pops away, but not far, as they're going to get Gabe Winterroad as he'll get back. They're not going to throw back to first. So Winterroad gets back. DeJean gets back. The count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. It was a really nice play behind the plate by Vilhauer, Camden Vilhauer, as he kept it in front of him and prevented Winterroad from advancing. That's going to be taken low for a ball. So now works it all the way back to a 3-2 count. Wells can defend, but doesn't have to swing here. And he will swing. It'll be a foul down the first base line. First baseman will jog out there and fire it back in.
Come on, sit and hit one here, Trust.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners are at first and second. Falcons looking to retake the lead. We're tied 3-3.
Get off.
Eyes the runner at second. Modernot coming home. Outside, and a walk is worked. So back-to-back walks, 1 intentional, 1 not as much. Have the bases loaded for Easton Harms. Harms has walked, reached on a fielder's choice, and grounded out to the shortstop.
Get down.
He will take strike 1 as the bender comes across. So they play Harms to pull as well. Center field shaded to left. Right fielder playing over. Left fielder a little bit closer to the line. Big gap down the right field line if he waits on it. Now he's going to rip one, and it is just going to be foul. Harms ripped one down the left field line. Would have been a double. That would have probably cleared the bases. As it is, it's just allowed strike, and the count is 0-2. You line it up, you measure it up. You ask the umpire, how foul was it? The umpire says, not by much. Monterey coming home. That's going to be ripped out towards left. It's in there for a hit. They're going to score 2. DeJean coming around third, trying to get in there, and is safe at home. And that'll advance the runners to second and third. It was a good throw, but it's hard to throw out. DeJean's speed, as he broke on it right away, had a good read. So a single scores 2, advances Wells to third, and checking in at second on the throw home is Easton Harms. That'll bring up Zach Heemer. The Falcons have retaken the lead 5-3. And that one's going to hit the runner. Oh, we're going to let him go to first. So he gets to go to first. Hit by pitch. And that'll be a bases loaded scenario now for Preston Gill. Make sure there's not a conversation. There's not a reason for him to come back. Looks like we're going to have a pitching change here, possibly. That's Modernach talking to his coach. And if that's not the name, East Sac County fans, I'm just trying to copy what I hear the announcer saying, because I only had 4 letters written down by the coach. So the conversation still going on the mound. Now the catcher's going to come out. Umpire letting a lot of time pass here. Dotzler's taking advantage of it. He's talking to his hitter. As Preston Gill getting a conversation about what to do here. A strikeout in the first, grounded out to the second baseman in the second, and then he reached on a walk in the fourth, was stranded at second. Falcons have 1 out here. Bottom of the 5th inning, now on top 5-3, 2 already across this frame. Bases are loaded. Wells is at third, Harms is at second, Heemer at first. Taken high for a ball. Base hit here can really blow this game open. Upright stands for Gill. Gill's had a tremendous year on the pitching hill, too. Monterock comes home. That'll be taken low for a ball. Really a dependable arm for Doetzler. Playing great in the field. Runners at every base. As that's in there for a strike. 2-1. Just Uncle Charlie coming out. Freezes another hitter. Gill is a bit of an open stance. That front foot pointing over towards third. Now closes it up on the leg kick. Nice stop there by Vilhauer. Keeps it in front of him, and the count goes to 3-1. So a double, 2 walks, a single, and a hit by pitch have 2 runs across. And the bases loaded for the Falcons. And that'll be hit up the middle for a base hit, scoring at least one. Harm's got a good break on it. They're going to send him. The throw is going to come around. It will be in time, but not on line. And the runners will advance to second and third on a solid single by Gill. Advancing over to third is Zach Heemer. Scoring on the play, Easton Harms and Trust Wells. And now a 7-3 lead. And Cam Sharkey is up. He singled in his last at bat. That'll be inside for a ball. You know, the curveball doesn't have a lot of speed, and the umpire actually bends his head around the catcher to see if it's a strike. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Now he'll ground one over towards third. They're going to get the runner off the base. It's a little rundown scenario here as Heemer's caught out there between third and home, and he will be tagged out on a 5-2-5 put out. Fielder's choice. Nothing he could do there because it was hit behind him. So if he runs back to the bag, they just tag him out. All you can do is kind of fake like you're going home and hope that an error gets made. So on the fielder's choice, runners are at first and second with 2 outs. That's in there for a strike to Cam Sharkey, or to Eric Siebenaller. Siebenaller has singled and scored a run, struck out, and grounded out to first. That one misses. Doesn't get far enough away. A 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Falcons have a 4-run lead after getting all 4 runs this inning to take that lead. That's going to be hit out towards third. Up with it and throw to first is in time. So a 5-3 putout will end it, but the Falcons get 4 on 3 hits with 2 runners left on. We are through 5 complete. It is 7-3. Thank you to our sponsors, including North Star Community Credit Union, Beckman Motors, the Hoffman Agency, Holstein Senior Living, Zimmy's, Schmidt Insurance, Rex Chevrolet, and Swanson Insurance and Real Estate. Back with the 6th on this production of Fuller Digital Solutions.
The Hoffman Agency in Ida Grove wants to wish the OABCIG Falcons good luck. They know that whether it's athletics or academics, the OABCIG students work hard. The Hoffman Agency in Ida Grove offers old-fashioned customer service combined with today's technology to provide the high-quality, professional, personal, and commercial services that you deserve. The Hoffman Agency in Ida Grove, a proud supporter of the OABCIG schools.
Doing a nice job. Just a freshman, too.
Back here in Ida Grove as the Falcons get 4 in the 5th inning to take a 7-3 lead. Scoring started when the Raiders got 1 in the first. Falcons answered back, and we were tied 1-1 going into the 2nd inning when the Falcons got 2 more, took a 3-1 lead. But East Sac chipped away, got 1 back in the 4th and 1 in the 5th to tie it at 3-3. The Falcons answered those 2 runs with 4 of their own to take the lead 7-3. Falcons have 7 runs on 9 hits with 3 errors, 3 runs on 4 hits, and 3 errors for the Raiders. Heemer working from the bump. Webb started tonight. All 3 runs are credited, or 2 of the 3 runs are credited to Webb, 1 to Heemer. As up to bat right now is Maurer. He swings and fouls strike 2 back. Hemer's had a good year on the pitching hill. Shakes off the first sign. Now he consents. Hemer works from the first base side of the pitching plate. Up count is 1-1 on the scoreboard. I thought it was 1-2, but we'll see. Hemer works and winds and delivers. High and tight. And a 2-1 count. Nope, 2-2. That's what I thought. They missed a strike on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, nobody on. Top of inning number 6. Ooh. Just missed low there, I think. That was a nice pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count. As Hemer winds and fires. And that'll miss. So a tough break pitch right there as back-to-back close pitches go against the pitcher. And Hemer gives a leadoff walk to Preston Maurer. That'll bring up Brock Madernock. Struck out and walked. It looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter here. Let's see who we get into the game. Umpire has to record it on his ledger.
Subbing in for the Raiders, number 2,
Dylan Meredith coming in. So Dylan Meredith coming in to take some swings. Right-hand hitter on the season. Meredith is a 0.71 hitter. He has a runner at first. As Hemer delivers home for a strike. And that's just about where those last 2 pitches were called balls. And an 0-1 count. Hemer from the set. Eyes the runner. Now delivers home. That'll be fouled into the backstop. And the count is 0-2. Temperature dropping quickly here in Ida Grove. Just a pleasant evening. Good crowd. As Harms gets in front of it, throws down to second, well in time, and they get the out recorded on a caught stealing. Harms just throws another cannon shot out towards second base, and DeJean steps in front and puts down the tag. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out now, nobody on. As Maurer is caught trying to advance on a nice stop by Harms. That'll foul itself into the backstop. And the count remains 1-2. It's just been a hallmark of this team that they've played good defense. They've gotten a great catching performance all year from Harms. Good pitching, and the hitting's coming on. And that is a swinging strike 3. So a caught stealing followed by a strikeout will bring up Jessen. He has popped out to the catcher in foul territory, and then he reached on an error by the second baseman when he hit one hard into the ground, and a little confusion between the pitcher and the second baseman allowed the runner to reach. Wind and fire. Strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Hemer coming home. That'll squirt through the legs of Harms to the backstop. Count will even out 1-1. Jessen digs right on top of the plate. Upright stance. And that'll try to back him off the plate a little bit there as Hemer Throws it up by the chin, a little sweet chin music.
At the plate is Sterling Rodman.
Actually, now Sterling Rodman in. That'll be cut on and missed. The coach is trying to get everybody into the game here before the end of the season. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Emer coming home. That's going to go up high and tight again. So a full count to Rodman. Emer working from the full line, comes home. Swung on and missed, so back-to-back strikeouts end the frame. No runs, no hits, and no errors with no one left on base. We are through 5.5. The Falcons have a 7-3 lead. You are watching a production of Fuller Digital Solutions.
Live for today, plan for tomorrow with Schmidt Insurance.
As an independent agent, I work for you, helping you find the right coverage with the best companies at extremely competitive rates. I'm Jared with Schmidt Insurance in downtown Dollar Creek. I offer a complete lineup of insurance products including home, auto, farm, commercial, as well as life and retirement. For a no-obligation quote, call me at 365-2535. That's 365-2535.
Account of your own can be a challenging task. That's why I went to North Star Community Credit Union. They help make my finances easier to handle by offering me the services and products I need at a price that will fit my budget. They've got it all: savings, checking, ATM or debit card, loans, direct deposit, free online and mobile banking, e-statements, bill pay, and much more to suit my busy lifestyle. See for yourself why so many people like me have made North Star Community Credit Union their one-stop financial institution.
Visit their offices in Cherokee, Ida Grove, or Sheldon to start an account today. Federally insured by NCUA, you've got a strong credit union behind you.
A new pitcher for the Raiders as Dylan Meredith coming on to the bump tonight. So it looks like Modernot goes 2, gives up 4, all of them in the second frame of his work. Dylan Meredith coming in to pitch. Meredith has not pitched this year. So these will be his first pitching stats of the season. Mentioned to me by one of the fans tonight, but I've been talking up the ability of Easton Harms behind the plate, and you really have to give a lot of credit to Camden Villauer, who has been really doing a great job for the Raiders, keeping the ball in front and holding the runners where they are. Hitting for the Falcons will be Max Webb. He also led off last inning with a strikeout. He'd like a different result here. In there for a strike. Meredith, a little bit of what we would call a beanpole. Tall, very thin. Winds and fires. That's going to be tap foul. Looks to be over the shoulder catch down the right field line. And a nice play made by the first baseman. Running over the shoulder catch is put out number 1. So pop out to the first baseman. We'll bring up Gabe Winterode. So Winterode has singled and scored a run in the second. Reached on an error and struck out. That gets past the catcher. Or I'm sorry, that was Max Webb. Winterode has walked and was stranded at third. Reached on an error and left at first in the third. And then he doubled and scored a run last inning. So he's ahead in the count here, 2-0. Standing right on top of the plate. Now ducking down, and that'll miss low. So he's ahead in the count, 3-0. Be surprised if the bat leaves the shoulder here. Pitcher Meredith really closes off his entire body when he's on the windup, if you watch. He starts out straight on, then just comes all the way, almost facing out towards center field, as Winterode will throw the bat. I think he fooled himself. He didn't know whether that was a strike or not, but he will be on first with a walk, and that brings up Cooper DeJean. They intentionally walked DeJean last time.
Cooper DeJean on deck, Trosk Wells.
He'll hit here against Meredith. He will hit one high in the sky out towards left field, running in underneath it, trying to make the play, and it will bounce in foul territory. So a good hustle out there in left field, just not able to make the play. A hard ball to read. It had a lot of backspin on it as Cooper got underneath it. And then you hit it into that wind, although that's died down quite a bit. It was a lifesaver earlier, and now it's almost non-existent. And that's okay because it dropped down here. Big gap out to right field along the line. And that will be fisted out that way, and he can run for miles. He'll have at least a triple. The run is going to score as it goes to the fence. Cooper's rounding second. Gabe Winterroad coming home. And Cooper will check in at third. And he's all the way halfway home. Forces the throw and then checks back in at third base. I just pointed out that the right field gap on the line was there, and Cooper threaded the ball right to it for an RBI triple. Scoring Gabe Winterroad on the play. And brings up Trust Wells with the duck on the pond. Falcon lead is 8-3 now, as Wells swings through that one on the inside corner. Coming home with it. That's going to be fisted out towards shallow right, and that's seeing eye for a hit as he found a spot with the sand wedge. There's a close approach to the green as he scores the run on an RBI single. Brings up Easton Harms. DeJean in to score. So after a leadoff out here, 2 runs across and a runner at first. Playing Harms to pull the ball as well. Big gap down that right field line. If he does the same thing as DeJean, he can check in at third too. Just want to wait on one here. Put some solid contact on. Throw to first, not in time. So Meredith has allowed 2 runs on a walk and a triple, followed by a single. That kicks away from the catcher. That doesn't happen too often for Vilhauer as he'll pick it up and throw it back to the pitcher. So the runner advances to second. Trust Wells has good speed. He'd score on most hits to the outfield. There's a pretty good gap to left center, too. Left center and the right field line. That'll be fouled out of play. That'll make the parking lot 1 hop, 2 hop, no cars in danger. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Working from the set is Meredith with a runner at second. Harms wants to keep that hot bat going. Coming home, and he'll foul that one back. That one's going to go to the parking lot and bounce again. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Harms just underneath it. Needs to level out that swing a bit. That'll be cut on and missed. Bounces. They're going to have to throw down to first. They do in time. So the strikeout, advancing to third on the throw, will be Trust Wells. And 2-3 put out. That brings up Zach Heemer with a runner at third and 2 outs. Should Heemer get on, then Preston Gill would hit. Heemer was hit by a pitch and stranded at third last inning. Has 2 strikeouts and a walk. Meredith, ooh. That's a tough call for a strike as it was just above the knees. Or just below the knees, one of the two. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Now he has to defend it. That goes into the construction zone. Just cleared the East Sac County dugout there. Now you have to defend a no 2 count. We got a time called as Zach Heemer steps out. Heemer would love a solid base wrap here. That'll go over our heads, out of play into the parking lot. Well, should say the shed. Probably off the shed into the parking lot. Remains no balls, 2 strikes. Eyeing the runner at third, now coming home. Over to first, fielded there, and 3 unassisted will end it. The Falcons get 2 on 2 hits with 1 runner left on. We are through 6 complete. The Falcons lead 9-3. Raiders have their last chance coming up. You are watching a production of Fuller Digital Solutions.
As you cruise through downtown Odeboat, Iowa, you'll find Swanson Insurance and Real Estate, offering hardworking insurance for hardworking people. Have you visited swansonwithyou.com? Their website is all new. Put in a quote request, check out real estate listings, and read about the staff here to serve you. Truck it up with Swanson Insurance. Big enough to serve, small enough to care. Located downtown Odeboat.
Well, Falcons got the victory last night to win the Western Valley Conference, their first conference title. They've won 8 games so far, looking to put number 9 on the board. They're 3 outs away from that with a 9-3 lead going into the top of inning number 7. Hemer will stay on the bump for the Falcons. Standard defensive lineup behind him. Max Webb in right, Trust Wells in center. Over in left field is Gabe Winterroad. Third base is Preston Gill, shortstop Cooper DeJean. We got Siebenaller at second and Cam Sharkey at first. Behind the dish is Easton Harms. With you tonight, Mike Earl on this production of Fuller Digital Solutions. And our broadcast is made possible because of the great work of Hannah Schmidt, working the camera and the computer, which allows us to be on the air much better than I could. We want to thank her and thank our people at Fuller Digital Solutions for making this possible. If you've enjoyed the broadcast, let us know. Give it a like, or, hey, say what you like in the comment section. Love that as well. You can look me up on Facebook, Mike Earl with Nepal Real Estate, or just look up Michael Earl as well. You'll find my ugly mug. If it's a tall, pretty ugly guy that doesn't deserve the wife he's got, well, that's because that's me, and I just appreciate everything I've got, especially my beautiful wife, Callista. No balls, 1 strike. Nobody out here to the leadoff hitter for the Falcons. That is Camden Vilhauer here in inning number 7. That's going to miss low for a ball. And Hemer says, I thought that was a strike in the bottom of the inning. 9 runs on 11 hits with 3 errors for the Falcons. 3 runs, 4 hits, 3 errors for the Raiders. Fouled into the backstop. And count will go to 1-2. Anyway, if you like me on Facebook or you give me a message, be glad to respond to you, let you know we thank you for listening and watching the program on YouTube, and be sure to tune into that subscription or make the subscription to that YouTube channel so that you can get updates on when OABCIG is playing and other FDS productions. As that's hit out towards left field, fading underneath it, Winterroad, good wheels, and he will make the catch. So a pop out to left will be the first out of the 7th, brings up the top of the order, and Caleb Vilhauer, then Derek Ashinger. Caleb has grounded out twice to the third baseman and was hit by a pitch and scored the first run of the game. Hemer coming home with it. Oof, just misses outside. Wants that pitch. Just off the outside corner. 1 ball, no strikes. That's going to miss as well outside. That's going to miss as well outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Hemer comes home, hit high in the sky. Will it stay in play? No, that's going to get out of play over the dugout, or on the dugout, then onto the press box. As that's the shortest run the Falcons have had to get a foul ball yet. Again, with the rules and the COVID, only the defensive team can touch the ball unless it hits a fan on the fly. The fans aren't supposed to attempt to touch the ball. Tell you, if it's going for my face, I might intentionally touch the ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. That's why that nice screen in front of me is pleasant with the fence there. 3-1 the count with 1 out. Nobody on to the leadoff hitter. As Hemer will get it into the kitchen, and that'll just go out of play. And hit a fan. You hear the other fans heckling the fan who was hit, saying, "Don't touch the ball." I don't think she wanted to touch the ball. And the count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Doesn't look like anybody's hurt, though. If you're watching at home, you could just hear the crowd murmuring, and he's going to take one and wear it. And they are going to award the base, but it wasn't on the hit by pitch. The umpire makes a point of saying that he turned into it to be hit, but it was ball 4, so he gets the base anyway. So it's a walk and not a hit by pitch.
Batting 21,
And that'll bring up Derek Ashinger. Derek has struck out, singled, and scored a run when he reached on an error. So Hemer, after giving up the walk, now will try to pick off the runner. Sharkey drops the tag, but not in time. Now you got the lead 9-3. You just need to get 2 outs here, and the game is over. I wouldn't worry about the base runner. They need about 4 more of those before there's any concern here, as that's in there on the inside corner for a strike. Just concentrate on the hitters, get 2 outs, and walk away with a 9-4 record. Upright stance for Ashinger, open. As he gets that leg kick up early, and he flares one out towards right field. Not going to get to it. It's to the fence. That'll be a double, as a relay will come in from Webb, and now runners are at second and third with 1 out. So a 1-out double for Ashinger. We'll bring up Quentin Ludwig. Ludwig has reached on an error. It was a single, actually, and then he got to second on an error. Then reached on an error in the 5th inning by the third baseman. And he will fist one out to the pitcher. Fielded there to first, gets the 1. They will not throw home, and the run does score. So scoring on the play was Caleb Vilhauer on the 1-3 putout, fielder's choice. And that will bring up Griffin O'Neill. O'Neill has flown out to center and singled twice, scored 1 run. So the Falcons now just 1 out away from a victory with the lead 9-5. Hemer inside and tight. Ball 1. Just want to throw strikes here and get out of this frame. Let your defense pick you up. 1 run across, 9-4 is our score. They put the wrong score up, and I read it. It's a 5-run advantage, not 4. So after that foul ball, count is even at 1-1. Looks to third. Now a swing and a miss, as Hemer gets him to expand the zone outside in a 1-2 count. Now you got a lot of options. Do you go high and try to get him to chase? Do you see if he'll go outside again? See where Harms sets up. Right now behind the plate. He's going to stay right there. Sets up outside. Tries to get him to chase, and a good eye there by O'Neill. So deuces wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 7th inning. Falcons with a 9-4 lead. 1 strike away from another win. And it's going to be hit out towards second and through for a base hit. Fielded by Wells, and that'll be a double, as Wells was unable to field it cleanly. Scoring on the play was Derek Ashinger. And that'll bring up Josh Wernemont. On the score now, 9-5.
Wernemont on deck, Preston Maurer.
Preston Maurer on deck. Looking in. Strike one on the outside corner. Pitcher's pitch right there. You know what the definition of a pitcher's pitch is? That's a ball the umpire calls a strike, just so you understand. 9-5 our score. Swung on and missed. A little foul tap into the catcher's mitt, they say. Good catch there by Harms. And an 0-2 count again has the Falcons one strike away from victory. See if he climbs the ladder here or tries to get him to chase a little higher. They are going to call it. Strike three on the outside corner, and that ends the game. The Falcons get the win, 9-5. The Raiders do get two across, but not enough. The final score again, 9-5. Falcons get 9 runs on 11 hits with 3 errors, 5 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors for the Raiders. We'll take a break, be back in 1 minute. You are watching a production of Fuller Digital Solutions.
I'm Mark Hansen, third-generation dealer here at Rex Chevrolet GMC in Odybo. We have been family-owned since 1925. Whether you're looking for that new Chevy or GMC or any other vehicle, please give us a call at Rex Chevrolet in Odybo or look us up online at rexchevrolet.com.
Hi, this is Mick at Mark Hansen's Rex Chevrolet GMC in Odybo. This year we celebrate 100 years of the Chevy truck, and Rex Chevrolet has been selling and servicing these trucks for over 90 of those 100 years. Stop by and see us for your next Chevy or GMC truck.
It's about caring for one another, loving one another, being there for family and friends. At Holstein Senior Living, we are here to provide that little extra care while you live life to the fullest. Wake up when you want. Participate in daily activities at your discretion. Eat meals on your time, which includes an all-day breakfast menu. All with the comfort of knowing there are trained professional staff available at any time for the little extra caring things that may require a helping hand. Holstein Senior Living, offering assisted and independent living options with care.
Minneapolis is watching again tonight.
Glad to hear that. Fans telling us we've got some people listening up in Minneapolis, and that's good to hear. That's the whole point of this, is to let people who can't make the games come out and enjoy it just like they're a part of the action. Falcons get the victory tonight. Final score 9-5, a 4-run win. They will move their record to 9-4. East Sac finishes the year 6-5 as the Falcons get some scoring all across the board. Leading the way was Cooper DeJean, and that's not a surprise. He was 3 for 4 with singles in the first and third, a walk and a triple. He also had an RBI, scored 3 runs. Trust Wells had a double, scored a run, and also reached on a single. He was 2 for 3 with 2 RBI and a run scored. Easton Harms scored a run, had a single and 2 RBI. Zach Heemer was hit by a pitch and walked. Preston Gill was able to walk once. He had a single and 2 RBI. Cam Sharkey had a single and was 1 for 3. Eric Siebenaller was 1 of 3 with runs scored. Max Webb was 1 for 4 with a run scored. And Gabe Winterroad walked, had a double, and scored 2 runs. He was also walked twice, I should say, reached on an error as well. So he had 1 for 2 and 2 runs scored. Pitching for the Falcons, they got a nice start from Max Webb, who gave up 2 runs through 3 innings, and then Zach Heemer came in and closed out the rest of the game, gave up 3 runs over the remainder, and that's all that was done as the Falcons get the victory. Again, your final score 9-5. Our next broadcast is going to be a softball game tomorrow evening, 7:30, as they'll be taking on these Raiders from East Sac County. That game, I believe, unless we get lost, is in Wall Lake. And then we are going to be going down to Carroll as the playoffs will start for 2A. And we're going to follow the baseball squad as Dan Dotzler's Falcons look to keep their season alive on Saturday as they start off against Missouri Valley. Hope you've enjoyed it. And if you are watching, give us a comment. Tell us how we're doing. Give us a like as well. This has been a production of Fuller Digital Solutions. My name is Mike Lurl. Thank you for watching as well. A big thank you to Hannah Schmidt for making it all possible with the camera and the computer. Enjoy your evening, folks.